Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to SmackDown Live from Tucson, Arizona. Hot off the heels of one of the most combustible and history-making nights in the history of this wonderful show. Ladies and gentlemen, your main event tonight, Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho. The opportunity awaits both men to get themselves back in the game. But we are kicking it off with none other than the monstrous Braun Strowman. And he has been challenged here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for a rematch against the Scottish sensation, Noam Dar, who of course pushed Braun Strowman to limits that he's perhaps not used to. And Braun Strowman got himself disqualified out of that match out of sheer and completely and utter frustration. Braun Strowman in the ring, looking forward to a visit from this man. And listen to this place here in Tucson, Arizona, come unglued for Noam Dar, the plucky underdog. He gave Braun Strowman the fight of his life last week. Was on the comeback trail. Braun Strowman asked a lot of questions of Noam Dar, but Noam Dar had all of the answers. Braun Strowman smashed him with the steel stairs that he's walking on right now to get into the ring. And listen to this place absolutely come alive for Noam Dar. Unbelievable atmosphere in Tucson. There's a feeling in the air that is indescribable, ladies and gentlemen. After what I mentioned at the top of the show, Finn Balor, the World Heavyweight Champion, is in the building. Combustible, to say the very least. Noam Dar certainly lapping up the praise here in Tucson. Braun Strowman getting agitated at ringside, there's no question. As Braun Strowman looks to take a couple of steps towards Noam Dar. Look out! Good Lord, what a clothesline from Braun Strowman, who is taking it right to the young Scot here. Oh, look out. Off the arm. It's the power of Braun Strowman. He is already taking control of this match with an elbow drop. Getting the leverage off the ropes, and Noam Dar's finding himself in a world of trouble here. Just like that. Was taken across the ring with a boot to the gut. Noam Dar somewhat picking up where he left off last week. As Braun Strowman continues to hammer away here. Now look at this sheer power, just deadlifts, Noam Dar, you can fight all you want. Dar was taken over, and you can hear the aura around this crowd. They know there's something special in the air tonight here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, women's tag team action. Can they settle their issue? Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch take on Eva Marie and Alicia Fox. And look at Braun Strowman here, just mocking Noam Dar here, and he's firmly in control of this opening match. And look out, side Russian leg sweep to Noam Dar. Braun Strowman, such a powerhouse. Look at the size difference. It is absolutely crazy. With a spine buster dropping him from nearly 7 feet in the air. And now Strowman looking around, and a shot to the midsection. Noam Dar has barely even gotten out of the blocks here. We know he's tough, but maybe that stair shot, oh God, still taking its toll. But nothing will take its toll like these Super Bowl-like right hands from Braun Strowman. And he may be out right now. And Strowman lines him up again. And there's 3 in a row. Much to the dismay of this crowd. And now Braun Strowman's going to look for a submission here. Camel clutch. Put his hands on the side of his head. Those big, massive tree trunk legs around the back, and the Super Bowl-like hands just around the face. And Noam Dar's going to have to give this up. Noam Dar's going to have to give it up. No, he doesn't. He does it. And now Dar going to try and take it to Braun Strowman yet again. There's a neck breaker, and this crowd starting to get behind Noam Dar. Now he flips over, and you've got to keep him grounded. Dar now just trying to keep him off his feet here. That's exactly what you've got to do. Stomp away, Noam. Come on. Attack the base. Perfect strategy here. Noam Dar knows that if he gets back to his feet, this could be all over. And now Noam Dar's going to go to the top rope. Going to try and use some leverage here. All the way to the top rope here, Noam Dar. He's calling him on. He's calling him on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns with a shot to the back. Roman Reigns with a shot to the back. The last time we saw Roman Reigns, he was losing his world title to Finn Balor. And Roman Reigns, straight away, right off the top, has broken apart and taken his first victim here. And now facing off with Braun Strowman. And Braun Strowman is going to let Roman Reigns go for now. My God. Noam Dar speared out of his boots, and there's a shot from Roman Reigns. A shot from Roman Reigns, and he ain't in the mood tonight. Roman Reigns ain't in the mood tonight. Jesus. I apologize for the language, but Roman Reigns is absolutely furious here to start off SmackDown. Wow. Roman Reigns saying he doesn't even blame Finn. He did what he had to do. But saying that he is certainly not forgotten about getting his world title back. Roman Reigns appears to be just directly blaming The Rock. Roman Reigns says no to a match at SummerSlam. Wow. Oh my God. Roman Reigns says you ain't getting a match at SummerSlam. You're getting a funeral. Roman Reigns scorching the earth to start SmackDown Live. There's General Manager Edge. And whoa! And it looks as though Edge has brought Daniel Bryan in to help with the negotiations of Apollo Crews. We of course saw last week and even on Monday Night Raw this week, the negotiations are ongoing with Apollo Crews' management. And apparently the demands are too unrealistic to come to terms, and they've brought Edge has brought Daniel Bryan in because he knows Apollo Crews from NXT from his days as general manager. He's dealt with him before, and this conglomerate that runs the affairs of Apollo Crews. And well, will that be able to get the deal over the line? Oh no. Well, we've got Zack Ryder in the ring, as you saw, ladies and gentlemen. And the buzzards are out as we are joined by the one and only Bray Wyatt, who has been part of this strange happenings here on SmackDown Live when Bo Dallas, the man that Bray Wyatt took in, and I guess in his words he saved, turned on him at King of the Ring, and has since extradited Bray Wyatt out of his very own creation. And last week we saw a strange kind of ceremony of sorts as Bray Wyatt seemingly offered himself up to Bo Dallas. But Bray Wyatt now looking very sinister as always, and he seems to have a little bit more of a changed demeanor here, Bray Wyatt. Maybe this is all getting to him. Maybe the mind games have just started to take over on Bray Wyatt, and I don't like the position that Zack Ryder has been put in here tonight, because Bray Wyatt is quite seriously unhinged. And who knows how this has affected Bray Wyatt, and what is the meaning behind all of this, as we are away here with our second official contest. Of course, we saw one just get broken up by Roman Reigns, who said that The Rock is not just getting a match at SummerSlam, he's getting a funeral, and Roman Reigns is on a tear here tonight. And Zack Ryder tries to fight back here against Bray Wyatt, but he's overpowered by that fireman's carry. Good Lord, did you hear that? Bray Wyatt not in the mood for any more games here. As Wyatt whipped in here by Zack Ryder, but stopped, and good. Look at the power of Bray Wyatt, and another shot. And Zack Ryder trying to put up a fight here, but the Eater of Worlds seems to just be on a tear. Maybe, well, this crowd here in Tucson getting right behind Zack Ryder here as he's whipped in, bounces off the turnbuckle, and then wears another uppercut. Bray Wyatt systematically picks apart. God, mighty the power. Bray Wyatt's destroying Zack Ryder here. Picks him up again. And whips him in off the ropes, and God. Massive clothesline from Bray Wyatt. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, still to come, your main event, Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho. That match was requested by Sami Zayn himself, and look out, here's Bray Wyatt now. Bray Wyatt off the ropes. The full weight down on the ribs, and now Bray Wyatt up on the ropes, and this crowd is fully supporting the movement of Bray Wyatt ever since he was turned on by his brothers. And now Wyatt with a big right hand again. Massive right hand again. And Wyatt now picks him up again and up and down, and this is a message directly to Bo Dallas. You can make absolutely no question about that. Gonna hook him up again, another pump handle slam. And Bray Wyatt is firmly in control here. And Bray Wyatt now is gonna look to pick his moment. And this crowd is right behind Bray Wyatt, it has to be said. And this just creeps me out every time. Bray Wyatt stalks his prey, hooks him up, and a deadly Sister Abigail. A deadly Sister Abigail into the cover. 1, 2, and 3. And just like that, Bray Wyatt destroys Zack Ryder. And that has to be a message directly to Bo Dallas, that perhaps Bray Wyatt ain't going anywhere. Oh no. Not again. I can hear footsteps in the ring. I can hear footsteps in the ring, and he's been surrounded here. And Bray Wyatt saying he's the Eater of Worlds, but these guys are the Eaters of Flesh. It's Rowan and Harper, look out. Double choke slam to Bray Wyatt. Double choke slam to Bray Wyatt, and perhaps the message from Wyatt to Dallas has been met with a message of his own, that Bray's back to his feet. God, not for long, a super kick. And Bray Wyatt rolls out of the ring. And look at these two. They're insane. There's AJ Styles. Of course, we know Edge has been investigating where the Intercontinental title has gone. The Masked Man struck last week. Edge still hasn't found anything by the looks of it. And AJ says he'll find something, so perhaps AJ Styles on a mission of his own here, as we are about to get a visit from the New Day. And ladies and gentlemen, I can reveal to you exclusively that Kofi Kingston is not here in the building tonight. Kofi Kingston, I repeat, is not here in the building tonight. The New Day, these two men, Big E and Xavier Woods, are out here to fend for themselves. Kofi Kingston picked up an injury on a live event during the week and is out at least beyond Monday Night Raw with that injury. He is not here. He is at home recuperating. So if there was ever a time to perhaps get one over on the New Day, it might just be tonight. Many underrate Xavier Woods' in-ring ability, I believe. They see him as more of a cheerleader. We'll have to wait and see about that here tonight. But certainly everything on the line. Of course, we know the team that gets through with the World Tag Team titles and the team that gets through with the NXT Tag Team titles face off at SummerSlam to unify those belts in one of the biggest tag team matches in history. But who is their opponents here tonight? Oh my! It's Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. They've answered the challenge. And could they potentially be ripe for the picking? The New Day, arguably the best team in the company at the moment. They are a man down. And well, DIY, Gargano and Ciampa. They are in the house, and listen to this reaction here in Tucson, Arizona. And we are going to get straight into it here. Ciampa and Big E going to lock up. And straight away, this crowd's excitement absolutely palpable. And just like that, two of NXT's brightest have obviously come to an agreement as he ducks under here. And Big E looking for it, but Ciampa with a hip toss of his own. And what a message that is. And that chop is another message as well as they link up again. And now Big E going to try and take it to Ciampa here. We can try to take him down, and he does. And Ciampa is absolutely all over Big E Langston here at the moment. Takes a headlock. Is this the opportunity? Hooks him up and down with a back suplex. Back suplex for Ciampa. Look at that. Just drops the knee right into the face. And the Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa, was on top. Well, he was on top. So Big E got some space and tags in his partner, Xavier Woods. And this is a hell of a task. They're not used to not having Kofi. They're not used to having someone at ringside anyway. It's usually Xavier Woods. But perhaps this grueling schedule that they're on starting to take its toll, and no Kofi Kingston could play a vital role in this match as Xavier Woods there just trying to pick apart Tommaso Ciampa, and it's been very, very effective so far as Xavier Woods winds it up. And now Xavier Woods just drops down right across the nose, right across the bridge of the nose of Ciampa. He then takes him off his feet though. Now Tommaso Ciampa stomps away on Xavier Woods, and he sees that as the perfect opportunity to get his tag to Johnny Wrestling. Look out. Johnny Gargano now. And now Gargano's going to go to the second rope here. He's going to go to the second rope, and he wants Xavier Woods to get to his feet. And Gargano off the second rope. Almost with a forearm to the back of the head. And DIY are off to an absolute flyer here. And this might be over. We saw American Alpha win by a flash tap out over the Revival on Monday night. Is it going to happen again? No, Xavier Woods trying to fight out here and does break loose, and then a huge right hand. A huge right hand. Gargano was staggered by that right hand. And now he hooks him up and over. A rolling neck breaker. High-paced action in Tucson, Arizona. The tag team titles are on the line. There's a jab just to keep him in it. And Big E takes advantage. Now sends him in, up and over, back body drop. Breathless action here in the tag team division. How long can this go on if you're a champion? Look out there with a shot there for Big E. Crowd trying to get behind Johnny Gargano here, and that might have worked here. Wrenches the arm of Big E. Could be a chance, Johnny. Got to keep the big man grounded if you can, and that'll certainly do it. A vicious DDT from Johnny Wrestling. It's Gargano now. Drags that massive frame of Big E to the middle of the ring. Lines him up, and a shot to the spine. It doesn't matter how big you are. A shot to the spine is going to rattle the rib cage. You can see now there's a shot there from Johnny Gargano. Just staying on top of him. Brilliant from Gargano. And these two young upstarts, best friends, are taking apart Big E and Xavier Woods. And they are Kofi-less, as we know. And now you can see Johnny Gargano. Is he going to line it up? The crowd know what's coming. You know what's coming. The long dart from Johnny Gargano. Picks him up now. No wasted motion. Gargano. Oh, look out. Irish whip from Big E. Perhaps should have covered him, and Big E's able to get the tag. Clearly still rocked, but smartly. Gargano jumps off the apron, but then wears a jab from Xavier Woods. And now Woods is in, the fresh man. Oh my God, what a super kick. Right on the button. And then a shot right to the back of Gargano. Breathless stuff here. The tag team titles on the line. Who's going to get the chance to take another step closer to SummerSlam? Elbow right to the heart. Driving the air out of the lungs. And Xavier Woods has impressed me. And this crowd comes alive for the New Day. As Xavier Woods got him up, but it was a reversal from Johnny Wrestling. And now Gargano gets him back up to his feet here. Gargano, Northern Light suplex, perfectly executed. And the crowd sort of turning on DIY a little bit here. It's a testament to how popular the New Day are. And there's a knee. A lifted knee from Xavier Woods. Gets him back up to his feet. And Xavier Woods rolls the dice. Perfectly executed. And now Xavier Woods is going to line him up here. Xavier Woods. Is he going to look for it? Yes. The clothesline from Woods. Into the cover. Could be enough. One. New Day to retain. No. Can't keep him down for the 3 count. Xavier Woods impressive, but here comes Gargano. Shakes that one off like it was nothing. Shot to the leg. Johnny Gargano now. What can he pull out of the locker? Looking for a neck breaker, perfectly executed. Perfectly executed from Gargano. And he's reeling. He's clearly rocked by that neck breaker. This could be the opportunity. An exhausted Gargano. It's been a breathless match. Now they're going to send him in. Look out. Gargano, a chopper. Absolutely wipe him out. Into the cover. That's going to be it. That's going to be it. Referee 1. Got him 2. New champions. No. Gargano, a chopper. Can't quite put him away. And somehow Xavier Woods is able to fight off the Psycho Killer. And Xavier Woods just working on pure instinct here. Working on pure instinct here. Woods with a shot to the face. Trying to slow down the pace here. Woods got a heavy shot. But now what's he thinking? Off the ropes. It's a Curry. Xavier Woods showing tremendous heart here. Absolutely tremendous heart. Sends him into the corner. This is not where you want to be if you're Ciampa. And it could be the Unicorn Stampede. Unicorn Stampede to Tommaso Ciampa. And this crowd comes alive for the New Day. Tagging each other in and out. Hammering away on Tommaso Ciampa. And then, as always, to finish off, the Irish whip and the drop kick to Ciampa. Right on the button. Right on the button. This place comes alive. And Big E gets him to his feet now. And he's going to send him into the corner again. Are they going to look for it again? No. But it might be something else. Ciampa's in big trouble. Woods off the rope with a shot to the head. Tommaso Ciampa has worn unbelievable punishment here. And Xavier Woods over the top. Wonderful tag team wrestling on display here from the New Day. And Tommaso Ciampa has worn the entire brunt of it. And listen to this place behind the New Day. What a performance. This is big, and there's a shot to Ciampa, who needs a tag so desperately. And you feel like if he can't get it, this match could end at any time. Ciampa is absolutely motionless. And now Xavier Woods lights him up, another enziguri. Another straight up headshot from Xavier Woods. And down into the cover one. Has he got him? No. He can't put him away. And he's showing tremendous heart here, Tommaso Ciampa. And then a shot to the head. Just a straight up shot to the head. And now Xavier Woods to the outside and in again. And they have isolated Tommaso Ciampa to the point where you feel like this one might just be over right now. Gonna look for another rolling clothesline as he, yes, swings up and nails it. Xavier Woods nails him. Got the cover again. 1, 2, and no! Tommaso Ciampa showing tremendous heart. Johnny Gargano cheering him on from the outside. Needs a tag desperately. Being worn down by the main roster veterans. The New Day, they've been here, they've done it all before. And they're showing why they are that World Tag Team Champions. And he might be in some trouble here now. It's another Unicorn Stampede. Can you believe this, ladies and gentlemen? The New Day absolutely hammering away. Look at Johnny Gargano, he can't believe it. He can feel it slipping away. New Day, as lighthearted as you might think they are, have absolutely destroyed Tommaso Ciampa, and this could be the final nail in the coffin. Full weight of Big E sent in. The full weight of Big E sent in into the cover. That's got to do it. 1, 2, and 3, and he does get him. Incredibly impressive. Tommaso Ciampa shows the heart of a lion, but is unable to withstand the barrage of offense from Big E and Xavier Woods. And even though they were without Kofi Kingston, were able to retain those World Tag Team Championships. And the New Day are really solidifying themselves as perhaps the best tag team in the industry. Who on earth is going to knock them off? But how long can this go on for? It's a battle of attrition to SummerSlam. And the New Day are well on their way. But hang on a second. Daniel Bryan, has he done it? For God's sake, what is it going to take? Daniel Bryan, not even he can get the job done and get the Apollo Crews deal over the line. But what's got to get over the line here tonight, ladies and gentlemen? We need some answers. AJ Styles is here to find out who is under the mask and try and get some answers on where that Intercontinental title has gone. He had his hands on it. He was going to win the Intercontinental title back just as quick as he lost it to Alberto Del Rio, who was attacked by the Masked Man last week and left laying. He is not here tonight. He is recuperating from the injuries delivered. And AJ Styles now continues the investigation that Edge wanted to as well. But oh, wait a minute, look out! AJ, turn around! Oh my God! AJ's been wiped out by the Masked Man again! Somebody zoom in! Find out who this is, for God's sake! Another shot with that title belt. And the title's right there if you wanted to know who it is. Somebody get out here, please. The title's right there. And this crowd is absolutely stunned as AJ tries to get back to his feet. But God, look out, another shot. Another shot with that title. And the camera, try and zoom in on that mask. Who's behind the mask? Damn it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this week on Monday Night Raw, Shane McMahon has a massive announcement regarding who is the #1 contender for Nikki Bella's championship. As well as that, we have the blockbuster main event Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose came out and got in the face of the beast and got his ass kicked. But he wants to go again and try and take on Lesnar again. That's this Monday. It simply can't miss. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a developing situation here. We were meant to have tag team action here tonight, but this is completely broken down. We've got these two in the crowd here. We've got Alexa Bliss and Alicia Fox going toe-to-toe in the crowd here at the moment. This is complete chaos. These women and this issue is completely out of control. Look at this here. Eva Marie is taking it to Becky Lynch backstage. The referee is there just trying to keep an eye on them. I think you should be getting in there and trying to separate these two women. This is completely outrageous. But look at this here. These two women have fought up all the way over to the ramp here, and Alexa Bliss trying to fight back on Alicia Fox. But again, these women, they're both, all four of them, just completely out of control. The hatred just absolutely spilling out here. That's a headbutt from Eva Marie, for God's sake. Sends her into the locker room here, and this just spilling out absolutely everywhere. And look at these two women out here. This crowd absolutely loving it, but this is combustible to say the very least. Oh my God! Did you see that shot? The hatred is simply just spilling out here, out of the pores of these women. Oh my God! A right hand from Alexa Bliss just floors Alicia Fox. I'm being told they've been separated backstage, and maybe, oh my God! Well, ladies and gentlemen, after that incredible dive from the stage, Edge has just made the announcement that next week on SmackDown, this all ends. Eva Marie, Alicia Fox will take on Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss in a no disqualifications match. This rivalry ends once and for all next week. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this place is just still coming down from that incredible dive from the stage from Alexa Bliss. That issue has just gotten completely out of control. And what Sami Zayn feels has gotten completely out of control is the direction of his career. He believes that he is in the biggest lull of his career. Of course, he was defeated 1-2-3 by Jack Swagger last week, and he was eliminated from the King of the Ring by Samoa Joe. He feels like he needs a career renaissance. He needs a career rejuvenation. And that's what he's here tonight. He requested from General Manager Edge that he get the spotlight of the main event here tonight to prove a point. And he said, I don't care who it is, just give me someone. And Edge, well, he's simply obliged with one of the best in the entire world, Chris Jericho. And that is your main event here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Sami Zayn looking to get back in the winner's circle. But I tell you what, it doesn't get much more difficult than this man, the one and only Y2J, Chris Jericho, who we haven't seen for a little while since he was eliminated out of the King of the Ring by the eventual winner, Samoa Joe. He's left quite the trail of destruction, has Samoa Joe. Of course, we saw him last week. He knocked The Rock completely out of the ring, getting in the face of the Great One, who seemed to overlook the fact that Joe is the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight title. And unquestionably, we are going to have some kind of combustible elements later on in the show. But ladies and gentlemen, this is your main events. Chris Jericho saunters to the ring to take on Sami Zayn, and this has classic written all over it. Y2J, Chris Jericho, looking very, very confident with himself. He's got the scarf of Jericho, of course. Chris Jericho looking very, very confident with himself. If anyone is right for the picking, you would have to say it's Sami Zayn. You can see that in the relaxed nature of Chris Jericho as this match gets underway here as Jericho straight away just sends Sami Zayn to the outside here. Sends Sami Zayn straight away to the outside and looking to take him out of his game in the early going. As Jericho stomps on the arm of Sami Zayn. Taking it right to him here. Look out, there's a hell of a shot to the back of Zayn, who's found himself in some real trouble here early on in this match. So there's a shot right to the face of Sami Zayn. Look out, took him again. Referee's at a count of 6 now, and Jericho's telling him to get up. Really just kicking a man while he's down here at the moment, you have to say. And it's at a count of 8 here, and Sami Zayn might be in some real trouble. The referee's at a count of 9, and this might be it. He throws Sami Zayn into the ring, and Jericho just beats the count. He almost had himself counted out there, Chris Jericho. There's a forearm to Sami Zayn, and Jericho looking to compile the woes of Sami Zayn here, but he whips him in, and a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker gets him back in the match, and maybe Jericho just taking a little bit too much time there. Sami Zayn has the opportunity to work himself back into this contest. A vital match for Sami Zayn. You can almost draw comparisons to that of Ryan Lusk, and we all saw how that turned out for Ryan Lusk on Monday Night Raw. He was defeated 1-2-3 in the middle of the ring in the bright lights of the main event of Monday Night Raw against Hideo Itami in Itami's Raw in-ring debut, as Chris Jericho looks to take it to Sami Zayn here, and look out, up and over. A suplex there from Y2J. Taking it now to Sami Zayn, and this is just so much on the line for both men. I mean, what would this mean for Chris Jericho to get this win? Certainly launch him up towards those world title and intercontinental title positions. But speaking of the intercontinental title, hang on a minute, Jericho with a moonsault, picture perfect to Sami Zayn. As I was saying, the intercontinental title picture only got more cloudy as we had an appearance live in the flesh from the Masked Man. Cover here, 1. Just a 1 count on Sami Zayn. Long way to go before you can put someone away. The toughness of Sami Zayn here. And look out, there's a shot, but Zayn fights out. Zayn fights out and then over and almost like a modified tilt-a-whirl DDT there, and he locks in. Trying to lock in that Dragon Sleeper, but Jericho fighting out with knees. Sami Zayn, you can see the desperation. You can sense the desperation in the air for Sami Zayn. Massive opportunity for him. Jacks the jaw of Chris Jericho. Now Zayn with a shot to the midsection. Turns him over. Sami Zayn now picks up Chris Jericho, but another counter and onto that bad shoulder. And that could play a factor. Jericho straight down into the cover. A little bit of desperation from him. Doesn't have him. Barely even a 2 count. The Intercontinental title power. Look at the disrespect of Chris Jericho. Now Jericho goes to the apron here, and he's telling Sami Zayn to get to his feet. And Sami Zayn's been slapped and disrespected and then drop kicked right on the button. And Jericho has taken control of this match, and he's hammering away. The former NXT champion Sami Zayn won. Has he got him? No, he doesn't have him. Just a 2 count for Y2J. As I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, that extraordinary situation in the Intercontinental title picture. Who can you truly call the champion? Alberto Del Rio is technically the... And there's some Jericho sucks chants just drowning me out here at the moment. It's hard to disagree with him, but what it isn't hard to disagree with is if he turns this over, it could be all over. The walls of Jericho are locked in on Sami Zayn, but he fights out and flips him over. And this crowd showing some love for Sami Zayn and not a hell of a lot for Jericho, but oh, Jericho! Half and half suplex from Sami Zayn. Gets him up to his feet. Jericho's in trouble. Hooks him up. Blue Thunder Bomb. Into the cover. 1, 2, and no! How close was that? Sami Zayn can't quite put him away with a Blue Thunder Bomb. But Zayn might have something else in mind here. He just might have something else in mind here. Loads him up into the corner. Haluva kick! Haluva kick to Jericho. Into the cover. 1, 2, and no! Jericho kicks out. Cannot quite get the job done here again, Sami Zayn. We saw him get close against Swagger last week, but ultimately come up short. Sami Zayn not looking to repeat that. There's a calf kick on the button. And then, Sami Zayn with his own perfect version of the Lion Salt. And Zayn's coming alive here. Tucson, Arizona are on their feet. Sami Zayn getting close. You have to feel it's close. Is it right now? Has he got him now? No, just a 1 count. Chris Jericho showing some resiliency as well. Big Lights main event here on SmackDown Live. Sami Zayn looking to resurrect his career and looking to get the crowd behind him here. Chris Jericho looking to try and continue his momentum, get himself in that world title picture yet again. Zayn with a huge shot, hooks him up, takes the back. Sami Zayn who clasps the hands and a German suplex. And now Zayn back up to his feet, but Jericho finds something in the tank. Both men throwing absolutely everything at each other. Jericho just gets him to his feet here, and they go toe to toe here. Jericho just takes him over, and Jericho might be looking to slow the pace here a little bit. Hammer away on the crown of the head, the softest part of Sami Zayn's head, getting a barrage of elbows from Y2J, and now Y2J looks as though he's going to take this to the high rent district, and Y2J with an elbow off the top rope. 1, gotta have him 2, no! Sami Zayn just kicks out, and Jericho off the ropes getting frustrated with an elbow, but he moved. Sami Zayn moved up and over, Yoshitanic! And he held it, got him, no, just a 1 count. My God. Pulsating action here, ladies and gentlemen, in Tucson, Arizona. Sami Zayn gonna go to the top rope now. The iPhones come out in the crowd. Sami Zayn wants him to get to his feet. Fully behind him. Here we go. Sami Zayn's going to take flight. Sami Zayn with a full head of steam with a crossbody. Crossbody from Sami Zayn. And a drop kick. Combination of moves. Pulling it out. It's gut check time for Zayn. Picks him up. And a second Blue Thunder Bomb. 1, 2, and yes, no, he doesn't get him. Chris Jericho kicks out of a second Blue Thunder Bomb. And Zayn not willing to give up this opportunity here. Listen to this place, right behind Sami Zayn. And he's going to send him in. And Sami Zayn, the bright lights of SmackDown Live were made for you, Sami. Sami Zayn, you've got to get it. You've got to make the cover. Zayn's exhausted. He's thrown his best punch. 1, 2, and yes! Oh my God! Jericho kicks out at 2.9. This crowd can't believe it. I can't believe it. Zayn gets him back up to his feet. Snapmares him. What the hell is he gonna do? Sami Zayn off the ropes and drops the elbow, but Jericho moved. Sami Zayn down, but he kicks back. Sami Zayn back in it. Trying to just stay in this fight here. Trying to put Jericho away. Snap suplex to Chris Jericho. But Jericho finding some fight. Here. And this is what it means to main event a major TV show like SmackDown Live. And look at this. Turns him over. Surfboards him here. But Sami Zayn got out. And both men to their feet. And this place is on its feet here. Jericho whips him in. And a back elbow taking Sami Zayn off his feet. Slowing the pace down here, Jericho. He needs to. He just survived a barrage of offense from Sami Zayn. And this is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it's all about. The main event of SmackDown Live. 2 competitors looking to get themselves back on track. And now Chris Jericho sees his opportunity. He's standing on the apron, leaps off and hits him with another drop kick on the button. How many of those can you take? Maybe only 2. He's got him 2. No! Sami Zayn is still alive. What a match. And Zayn still showing some fight. Zayn with a drop kick of his own. Incredible. Sami Zayn now going to look for submission here. He's got 1 million of them in the arsenal. But Jericho breaks the hold. Brilliantly done. Brilliantly done, and a shot to the spine. Brilliantly done, and a shot to the gut. And Jericho showing that disrespect, just kicking Sami Zayn, just trying anything to try and keep him down. And Chris Jericho is hammering away on Sami Zayn here, who may have thrown his best punch. And now all of a sudden, this crowd chanting for Jericho as he turns him over. Jericho, can he get him? He does. The walls of Jericho. The walls of Jericho, but he fights out again. Sami Zayn fights out again. Jericho rolled out of the way. Code breaker. Code breaker out of nowhere. Code breaker out of nowhere. Has he done it? 1, 2, and Jericho knocks off Sami Zayn. Well, what a contest. Jericho incredible. He's demanding a microphone. I just wonder what's next for Sami Zayn. Chris Jericho has the microphone here, soaking in the booze. That's just straight up disrespectful to Sami Zayn, kicking a man while he's down. Chris Jericho saying he's incredibly underappreciated and underused, stating that he's the first ever. Yeah, we know he's the first ever undisputed champion. I mean, that's in the history books. Chris Jericho clearly not happy here, ladies and gentlemen. Feeling like he's the most underused superstar in the entire industry. But here's a man we haven't seen. It's the one and only Cesaro, who may have just taken umbrage with a few things that Chris Jericho has said. And the King of Swing, the man who is an uppercut above, has returned to SmackDown Live, looking as sharp as ever. And yeah, Cesaro saying that just a couple of months ago, he was fighting for the World Heavyweight title, and he's been barely sighted. Well, both of these men just bickering back and forth about who is more underutilized. I mean, it's a strange argument to have, but here comes the general manager, Edge. Two clearly frustrated individuals in Cesaro and Chris Jericho, and we're going to be joined here by the general manager, Edge, who's had a hell of a busy night here. And Edge being very direct, and look at Chris Jericho just disrespecting. Edge is saying he's got an opportunity for both of them. And well, come on, baby! Incredible developments. Edge says you two are going to face next week in the main event, and the winner will be rewarded with an opportunity. Well, ladies and gentlemen, ask and you shall receive. And look at Cesaro banging the drum. This crowd clearly behind Cesaro, and not so much Chris Jericho. Is this a pose off? Look, I mean, it's pretty obvious. I mean, Chris Jericho surely can't be that deluded that he thinks that he's more popular with the crowd. And Jericho's saying, watch this. For God's sake. Are you kidding me? Chris Jericho and Cesaro are having a pose-off here on SmackDown Live. And look at Jericho. How can he be serious? He looks disappointed. I mean, what do you expect? All you come out here and do is insult the crowd. And this is all fun and games. But it ain't going to be fun and games next week in the main event. Edge has promised. And look at Jericho still trying to get the cheers of the crowd. And Cesaro, upon his return, has silenced and shut the mouth of Chris Jericho here. You can see Jericho walking off in a bit of a huff here, and look at this guy. His ego is unbelievable, and Cesaro will face Chris Jericho next week in the main event. Oh, wait a minute, look out, look out! Cesaro blindsided by Roman Reigns. And it's all fun and games until someone gets speared out of their boots. And Roman Reigns is demanding a microphone again. And he is saying this show does not end until Dwayne gets out here. This is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. This has got combustible written all over it. I apologize for the language. Roman Reigns calling out The Rock. And ask, and you shall receive, Roman. We knew he was in the building. It's the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. It's the one and only. It's The Rock. Roman Reigns blames The Rock solely for the loss of his World Heavyweight Championship last week. And he wants to hold a funeral for The Rock at SummerSlam. And oh my God, look out! Look out! It's Jimmy Uso! It's Jimmy Uso! The Goon! The other half of the Roman Empire! And Roman with a spear to The Rock! Off the assist! We haven't seen Jimmy Uso for weeks. And he picks this moment very deliberately to tear apart The Rock. Look out, a shot to the back of the head. And Tucson, Arizona are stunned, and I am stunned. The Roman Empire is about as strong as ever. And they're looking to take apart The Rock with a double DDT. But wait a minute, here he is, the world champion, Finn Balor, cleaning house here. This place has come unglued. That's your world champion. The Rock can barely get to his feet. Roman Reigns is laid out. Jimmy Uso has made his way out. Wait a minute, through the crowd, it's Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe sends The Rock out of the ring, and here we go. These two are on a collision course. Samoa Joe, the #1 contender. Finn Balor, the champion. Thank you so much for joining me.